I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Chelsea news video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here. We're 70 away from 16k, so if you are new, please do hit that subscribe button, guys. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And before we dive into today's video, people, just a quick reminder, make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER, 20% off your Chelsea kits and free shipping. Names, numbers, sleeve patches, whatever you want, guys. 20% off Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Use code BLUEBROTHER. Link in the description. And let's dive into today's video, people. And there's a couple of bits and pieces to go through. The first thing, and big news, is that Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke are both back in Chelsea training today, which is a big boost for us. Just 6 days away now from the game against Tottenham. We were kind of sweating on whether Palmer was going to be available or not. There was an update on last night, which would have been Thursday night, saying that Cole Palmer still not trained with teammates since picking up problem before the international break. Chelsea sweating on his availability as the clock ticks down to Tottenham. So that was a story last night at 9:30 p.m. And then literally, as if by magic, today, at the time of recording, which is 12 p.m. today, another Cole Palmer update. This time much more positive for Chelsea. Palmer is in training today for the first time since picking up a muscular problem. Tottenham in 6 days. Now, obviously, we know that he had the 2 scans to make sure there were no issues. And him being back in training is massive. Absolutely huge for us. Look, we know that he's not been playing particularly well recently, but Nicholas Jackson returned earlier this week as well. Madueke returning, arguably our 3 most impactful attacking players, certainly in terms of numbers for us this season. Obviously, as well, I think Madueke and Jackson returning makes a big difference to Palmer. Palmer's really got the best chemistry with Madueke and with Jackson, setting up a lot of goals for those 2 guys. And that's going to make a big difference. And obviously, you know, there was a lack of news surrounding Palmer. There was the uncertainty in regards to the scans and whatnot. So, yeah, we were kind of a little bit in the dark, a little bit sweating on his fitness. And the update comes out last night, and you're thinking, oh shit, is he gonna miss the Tottenham game? And then he's back in training now. Obviously, the first time he's trained probably since before Arsenal, to be perfectly honest. So it's a good 2 weeks maybe where he's not really done proper training. 6 days should be enough time to get ready to take on Tottenham. But again, there's very, very important games coming up between now and the end of the season. Do not rush this guy to get him back. Do not rush him, people, because the last thing we want is to rush him back for this game. Then he's out for like 4 or 5 games, and it's a real big problem given how few games there are left this season. So that is real positive news. Cole Palmer returns. Madueke back in training as well. People are slowly getting back to fitness. All our players are starting to come back now. Lavia obviously played against Arsenal. So hopefully against Tottenham, we should have Palmer, Jackson, Madueke, and Lavia all available. And I'm not saying that's going to suddenly make us win games, but that is going to make us a lot stronger. That's going to give us much better options from the bench as well. And what it's also going to mean is we don't have to see Reece James in midfield anymore. And it's also going to mean that we do not have to see Jadon Sancho and Christopher Nkunku starting in the wide areas, dropping stinky performances week after week. They will very much be returned to the bench. I don't expect, Palmer probably will start against Tottenham, providing everything goes okay, but I don't expect Jackson or Madueke to start, given those guys haven't really played for, well, Jackson's case, 2 months, Madueke, not much, coming up close to that as well. So, yeah, real positive injury news on that front. Great to see. And, hopefully that gives us the boost that we need going into this run-in. Another thing I wanted to go through, and, this sort of thing does happen every so often, but it's always a bit concerning when it does happen. So Enzo Maresca was left fuming and cancelled yesterday's day off for the players as Chelsea's under-21s, including some under-16s, beat Chelsea's first team 3-0 in training on Wednesday. Donnell McNeely and Chizzy Ezenwata with the goals. Now, what I would say is, right, is this first team 11 wouldn't, like, by the way, it's not acceptable, regardless of what players are available. Obviously, a lot are away on international duty. A lot of the better academy lads are away on international duty as well. Your Shin Mohekas, your Tyreek Georges, your Josh Achimpongs. A lot of the younger guys also away on international duty for the age group sides. So, you know, a first team 11, which, I mean, we don't know what players were in there, but you just got to have a think about which players didn't go on international duty. You're looking at someone like Dewsbury Hall, maybe Tossin, Chalobah, to name three off the top of my head there. So there's still sort of like first team squad players in that first team setup, or that probably would have featured in this game. And under no circumstances, in my opinion, should any first team 11 be losing to an 11 of academy players with under 16s in it as well. And to lose 3-0 is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, look, it's not good. And I'm glad that Maresca has taken it seriously, not standing for it. You know, it makes it, it's good that standards are being set. And a lot of people are saying, oh, that standards have been slipping in recent times. And maybe there's a point there. But yeah, I'm glad that he's taken this seriously, cancelled the day off, let it be known that that shit's not acceptable at any level whatsoever, regardless of what players are currently available. And so I look at it and I just think, yeah, good on you, son. Good on you. We've got to pick the levels up in training. You know, you've already seen it on multiple occasions this season. Madueke not hitting the required levels in training, drops from the squad. You know, these are things that need to be taken care of. These are things that you've got to sort out. And it makes you think, you know, it makes you wonder, will any of the academy players get more of a go with the first team now, between now and the end of the season? Because based on this, it looks like that some of them could well be more than capable of competing, at the very least, with some of these squad players, you know? I mean, a lot of it was obvious anyway that these guys can compete with squad players. You know, that should be obvious. You're looking at, you know, the likes of your Dewsbury Halls and your Felixes having to get minutes in the Conference League. So yeah, look, the team wasn't great, you know, and obviously you could predict the performance that was going to be out there, and it's maybe not a surprise that they got beat. But that's a bad thing, by the way, not being surprised that a Chelsea first 11 was beaten by an under-21 side with under-16s in it. You know, whatever happens, if everything's going according to plan, a weakened first team should be beating an academy 11, also missing key players, every day of the week. So there's something that's a problem there. There's absolutely something that's a problem. But it's an indictment on training standards as well. You know, the standards in training must clearly not be there. You know, are players just not taking training seriously? I mean, what's going on here? What are we doing? I mean, that's a bit of a worry. Look, you do hear about this thing at least once every season, not necessarily of Chelsea, but you do hear about it at least once every season. So it's yeah, it's an interesting one. It's not the sort of news that you want to be reading, but at the same time, you know, obviously a lot of those players that are playing in that are hopefully unlikely to be featuring in many first team games. Yeah, you never know. So this is interesting. I mean, it is interesting, but yeah, it's, for me, guys, standards obviously in training are not up to scratch. Gaffer making the right decision to cancel the day off after that shambolic performance from that first 11. And, you know, this is the problem when you lack experienced players in the squad, when you lack standard setters, when you lack those leaders and those experienced pros. These younger players just think they can get away with stuff, think they can take their foot off the gas, think they can put in 5% less effort, but no one's going to say anything, no one's going to notice, and it's going to be fine. That's probably why performance levels have dipped on the pitch as well, because the standards are not being set in training. You listen to all the guys that played when we were successful. You know, they all often say, a lot of them say, training was harder than the matches. There's no way training's harder than the matches with this current crop of players. And that's something that's got to change. That's something that we've got to improve upon, guys. So, yeah, hopefully a bit of a wake-up call. And, guys, come on. You've got the privilege of one of the best jobs in the world. The least you can do is put 100% effort in on the football pitch and on the training pitch every time you step onto it. Come on. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Guys, smash the like, subscribe, as I said. Leave your thoughts in the comments below on the topics that have been covered in today's video. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.